Madam, I think I
Good
have.
afternoon, student. For today's second session of SAP, we have Nagraj sir with us. Nagraj sir, you can proceed with your class, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kunal. So we have 60 attendees, so we'll straight away start the session. So let the others join. And yeah, now we had one very important topic which we had to discuss as far as the um, what should I say? The asset accounting was concerned. And that topic was the depreciation keys. One of the most important depreciation key or depreciation keys, anything. Now, it is, just give me a minute, students. So as we saw in the morning session, from where is the SAP system picking up all those values? And we just saw how it is getting done. It is through the connection, what we actually connected the finance module with the asset accounting module with a concept called as your account determination. So I think I have mentioned this concept earlier also, right? But anyway, this wouldn't harm. This could be one of your interview questions also, students. So if your interviewer asks, how is the integration concept? How is it actually triggered? One simple word, account determination, is what the interviewer will expect from you. And we saw the account determination, how each one of the GL accounts is going and immediately getting affected. So as and when the activities in the asset accounting is happening, you will see that the relevant GL accounts is going and hitting. We saw that specifically through the when we acquired the asset from the vendor. So the depreciation key. So it contains lots and lots of critical information as far as the process of asset accounting is concerned. Let me show that to you. As far as the whole process of asset accounting is concerned, your depreciation key is the heart of the process. Now, as you can observe, I am in the consultant screen. So the end user, once the consultant sets up the asset accounting system, or as a matter of fact, any other system, maybe AR, AP, whatever. So the end user is not expected to know the background scenario or the background work. As long as his work is going on smooth without any errors, he is more than happy. And Again, I will repeat, people may not be having access to the consultant screen also. Not many users would be having the access. Yeah. Now, financial accounting. So the end users may not even have the time to venture into all this because the day-to-day work itself will be huge. So depreciation or valuation, just see everything. Just open up each and everything, every option. You will get educated. Whether you know that or you don't know that, it is immaterial. See, this is the place where you activate your chart of depreciation. So once you start your asset accounting activities, you need to mention to the SAP system as to which is the chart of depreciation on which you are working. We also saw how the chart of your operational chart of accounts is getting linked to your chart of depreciation also. We saw that, right? So just open up everything, students. Open up everything. Understanding comes later. Depreciation, valuation methods, you have your depreciation key. You can read the description, depreciation key. If at all you get hold of the SAP system, you can read this. The depreciation key contains the calculation information, calculation methods, right? Like your method of depreciation. Is it a straight line, WDV, or whatever, maybe other methodology, whatever you may follow? What is a percentage of depreciation? All this information is the asset subjected to the shift. If the asset is put to use for more than one shift, what should be the depreciation? Obviously, you need to depreciate it at a higher rate because the wear and tear is greater. Clear? Now, all this information is set up in this depreciation key. When I show you the depreciation key, you will see the meaning of this. So maintain depreciation key. You can read the explanation. See, assign calculation methodology as well as the other necessary parameters. Now get into the depreciation key. See, for each and every activity, it will definitely ask me which is the chart of, chart of depreciation, sorry, GM01. Now, what did we see? What depreciation key did we see? Let us go to that AW01N. If you want me to show you the path, I'll be more than happy, students. Or we could have gone into the asset master itself, not a problem. I did not have to come here. So I'll go to AS03. Or I could have straight away gone into the. So you can see DG20. What is a DG20? Can you see this DG20 out here? There are all the standard depreciation keys defined by SAP already. One more interesting feature. It is always, it has to be set for the status actor. So whenever you want to apply to your asset accounting, the relevant depreciation key should be in the active mode, else you cannot use it. You can also deactivate, inactive, migrate. Clear? So normally when we are sure that the depreciation key is perfectly constructed, we set it to the active stage. Okay, you can also see this applicable, this particular way of working in the when we set up the some of the master data in your CO. You will see, and specifically the profit center, you will always see that it has to be active. Yeah, I'll come back to that. So now DG20, assignment of calculation methods, or you can double click. See, it will show you declining balance. So there are so many other characters. Some of the most important things, depreciation to the day. Now, what happens? Now I'm purchasing the asset in the month of April. I may retire this asset somewhere in the mid year, maybe say in the month of December or even January. So do you want the system to calculate the depreciation till the last day of the operation? This is exactly what you mean by depreciation to the day. I'm just giving you information for the fields which is actually maybe very, very important. Clear, students? I'm not going to explain each and every field because it's never ending. If I go to the calculation methods, you can see double click. It will again take you into another system. So what is it? It is a declining balance. Is it put to shift? See, shut down, multiple shift. See, everything you need not have to input any data. All you have to do is select the relevant data is already. So what is the percentage of depreciation? So these many characters, they are embedded or they are within the. See now, each of the depreciation key, it is further broken down into the base method, declining balance, period control, multi-level methods. Now, where do you see all this? Come back, come back, come back, come back. I will not save the data. Now, do you see calculation methods? Period control, base methods, declining balance, period control method. This is exactly where you set. So I'll take you to some, I'll execute this. Normally, I think it was assigned to 7. Now see what is the 7. So within the depreciation key also, you would have to set so many things up so that the calculation is picked up correctly. Now do you see the magnitude of the work what the consultant does to make it effective? So actually, this is exactly why we consider this asset accounting module to be one of the most robust of the modules, provided you have done the settings correctly. Once you have done the settings correctly, SAP will take the further course of action. You don't have to interfere. But the first and the foremost thing is, has the consultant set up the right things? Now, just go through all this. Now that I have shown you, you might not be in a position to remember. No problem. Absolutely no problem. This is not what is expected from you also. I'm just taking you deeper and deeper into the system because you're already probably, if some of you were or if the crowd was intermediate or even BCom, I would not have ventured so very deeply. But since you're going to be qualified CMAs after your December, at least most of you, because everybody, most of you are in the final one group, which you will clear or which you might have to clear to qualify as professional CMAs. So this is the main reason as to why I'm loading you with lots of information. Else I would not have gone such deeper. Clear? Did you understand, students? So I wouldn't want to take you deeper into the subject because, as I said, it is never ending. I can keep talking. I can go on. So what is with the 10? We created the asset today, right? Lexus car. Oh, this is LINR. Okay. What is LINR? Let us see. I closed that. Okay, not a problem. Valuation, depreciation, ordinary depreciation, not a problem. Valuation methods, depreciation key, maintain. So just scroll down, you will find LINR somewhere. LINR, straight line. That's also is active. Double click. See. So we saw DG20, assignment of calculation methods, ordinary depreciation. So just get into the declining balance. So that's also is active. As you can observe, that's also active. From here, it's picking up the calculation. Clear? So we will have to be, you can deep dive into it. See, so many settings, so many settings. Okay. As I said, knowledge is the only limitation. Here, students. So this depreciation key, the concept of depreciation key is one of the most important and the most integral part of your SAP asset accounting. Clear, students? Do you have any questions? I'll pause for 2 minutes because now I'll be concentrating on your course content. This is your question time. In the meantime, I'll open the course content. So we had stopped at maybe say 400 some page. I'll just take 452. Okay, that was the page, that was a slide number which we stopped at. Four, five, two. So we just saw how we just got a few things about the integration, MM, right? So the first and the foremost thing is it starts from your purchase order itself. Move on. As I said, it's only the fixed assets. Okay, you have a video. Ah, okay, when we take up the internal orders, when I give you a brief explanation regards the internal orders, I will tell you how the AUC is also managed. Asset life cycle. We've already gone through this. Let's read it from the now. Students will spend more time on the course content unless and until any of the slides they require some practical inputs. I will definitely show. Did we see this? I this was the same thing what I said in my Excel sheet, right? So just go through it. See, most of the statements you may find it as repetitive because see, can you see this? Supervised fixed assets. We have already seen this earlier. Please go through this. I have given you the entire perspective as far as the practical asset accounting is concerned in SAP. Now you are going to read all that. That's it. So I don't have to get into what is tangible, what is intangible, right? As long as you have seen the entire cycle in your SAP, these things are merely explanations. Clear, students? Only intenders. Let me ensure that I have not missed out any. Of course, I would not have, but key terms. First page out of the 4 pages. This is most important. Let us see what this particular slides have to tell us. So we already know what is an asset sub number, students. That's -0 is a sub number. Let's read this AUC. Did you see the second line? The standard depreciation key 0000 ensures that there is no depreciation calculated on your AUC. Clear? Because you're going to capitalize only and only after your final asset is ready. Clear? So we are already aware of the fixed asset master record A01, or you can also use AR01, students. There is another transaction code AR01 which will take you, it will take you to the same place. It's just like your FDL and your FK10N or FD10N, whatever. Okay. Ah, I need to. So more, I have seen most of my colleagues, they are also using AR01. No harm. But normally I use AW01. I can give a range. Let me just correct the inputs, whatever I'm trying to give. So 22, right? I should have given 23. Okay, just hold on, students. I just wanted to show you this particular 22, 23, right? Right? Why? I should have got this at least, right? See, whenever you want to, I don't know if I can show you this, students. This is how I change the fiscal year of the pertaining to the asset accounting. The transaction code is AJRW. Fiscal year 2023. See, any asset accounting operations. Oh, I didn't show you the depreciation. Just hold on, students. I suddenly remembered. I also have to show you depreciation. If I forget, please, one of you students prompt me that I need to talk to you about the depreciation run. Okay. I'm trying to change the fiscal year from 2022 to 2023. Successful, no problem. I can do it. See, this is an indication that I can successfully change the fiscal year. Yeah. So I have already retired one asset. Clear? There'll be nothing in the error log because I see no errors. See, the document would have already got created. There is no error. So now what I can do is I can change the fiscal year by removing this. So one more interesting feature in SAP is whenever you are carrying out some sensitive transactions. For yesterday also you might have observed when I showed you the foreign currency valuation. Clear? I will take you there, not a problem. So just try to remember this. So whenever I am executing some sensitive transaction codes, it is always SAP always asks me to do it in the test mode first, so that you're not harming the system. Yeah. So I would see the output now. When I wanted to change the year from 2022 to 2023, it didn't throw any errors. You saw that successful message. So I could have gone ahead. I could have removed this test run and I could have executed it. Clear? But okay, let me explain it more when I go to the depreciation. So this is one more activity, the closure activity. So I also close the fiscal year variant for my normal operations and also for my asset accounting also. So I finished the activity of depreciation for every asset. Okay, and completely close. Now, as an end user, how do I actually carry out the depreciation for? I may be having thousands and thousands of assets. Correct? I may be having computer chairs, I may be having computers, I may be having normal tables, chairs, I may be having vehicles, I may be having plant and machinery. So I might have my organization, not might, will have n number of assets belonging to different categories. Okay. Now, how do I actually carry out the process? Accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets, periodic processing. You have depreciation run. You have AFAB, execute. Double click. It will take you into the screen where I need to depreciate. So I would mention the period, the fiscal year 2022. I'm assuming, okay, second period, because the first period you already saw it is depreciated. Audi car, you remember? Now, planned posting run. What is this planned posting run? You carry out your normal depreciation run without any, as per the requirements. Why would you repeat? Why has SAP given you the repeat option? Now, during the course, you have already provided the depreciation. Clear? But some asset class needed some change in the sense by the way of a change in the depreciation rate or whatever. But you've already finished the processing. Instead of X%, it is Y%. Specific to vehicles, let me ask. All other your plant and machinery, land and building, they are all remaining the same. Of course, there is no concept of depreciation for land and building, but okay. Now, so only for that specific asset class can you see this. I can mention the assets also, main asset number. Yeah. Now restart. Now I'm executing the run. Okay. There is some, what should I say? The server hangs. It has finished 50% of the process. Another 50% is left out. So what do? I restart the depreciation run. Under these circumstances, I restart. Yeah, you can read it, students. You can read it. F1. Restart should therefore be only performed and cannot be started in the test mode. Right, no problem. If the program gets terminated during a run, depreciation run, yeah, under such circumstances, you would subject the whole process of this depreciation in the restart mode. Unplanned. What is this unplanned? Now, let me assume that I am in the month of December. All right. Or rather, I am in the month of November itself. As of 31st of December, see, I have still not completed the depreciation for the 30th of November. For the month of November, my depreciation is still incomplete. I have not even processed it. Right? I want to know my position as of 31st of December. Would the SAP system actually provide me with such information? Yes. If I actually do this in the unplanned posting run mode, I get to know, and please note, this doesn't post in your unplanned posting run. The SAP never posts the depreciation. It is just an information. You can read it, not a problem. You can skip periods. It is possible to skip periods. The system then does not check for the connection to the previous period. But in the planned run, it should be 1, it should be 2, it should be 3, it should be 4. I cannot skip. But here, even in the month of the 8th month, I can have the result of the process in my 9th month also, in the unplanned posting. So did you see the features what SAP has given you, students? Now, once this program is subjected to, once the assets are subjected to this program, there will be a program RAPOST 2000. See, RAPOST 2000. This is the program which gets executed. Here, AFAB is your transaction code, and your RAPOST 2000 is the depreciation related program which gets executed. This is a brief insight into the process of depreciation itself. See, test run. Always I would want to ensure that I do it in the test run. And Once when it is successful, I would remove the test run and execute this program in the background. Here, I cannot execute this in the foreground because the system or this program is very, very huge and uses a lot of system resources. And that is the reason as to why normally I do not execute this in the, or the system itself will not allow you to process this particular depreciation run in the foreground at all. It has to be always in the back. Clear, students? Any explanation you want? How are the concepts going, students? Interesting, boring, complex? If you tell me it is complex, yes, I do agree. It is not a straightforward understanding. Okay. And for us to pick up asset accounting, we had to take a lot of, we had to digest a lot of errors and we need to understand what is happening, where, how it should be rectified, why is the system behaving like that. So all these things need to be understood, but considering you people, you are still in the process of getting to know the system, but I'm going a little way ahead to tell you what is happening even in the back. Though this may not be required, all I'm telling you is to, I'm exposing you to the uh, greater learning in SAP. Though it may sound a little complex or a little too much, at least conceptually, yes, practically you will get beaten up, students. Yes, if at all you need to set up this asset accounting, you will see hell. Yeah. So not, I'm not frightening you, but it is a fact. So be ready for the grind. So people who want to become, who want to take up consultancy, all right. So need to concentrate on this, concentrate on the subject, not on the fact that it is difficult. No, it is not. Understand the subject. Clear, students? Any questions? Any topic, students, please come up. We hardly have maybe say another 4 more, 8 more sessions. Starting tomorrow, we have 4 days, 4 into 2, 8 sessions. So we have a total of 16 hours remaining. I'm excluding the remaining 1 hour of today. So including today, we have 17 hours of this session remaining. Yes, students. 1 more minute and okay, 2 more minutes. Allow yourself some time to break free, think, come back to me with questions. One more minute. Students, did you feel it was too much of a practical also? I mean, I need your thoughts on this. Did you find the practical sessions good? The things what I showed you on the SAP system, did you feel it helped you? Was it helpful? Was it not required at all? All right. So I will move on. I'll wait for your answers. Clear, students? Just hold on. So I'll just make a minute. So your depreciation is AFAB and your program is Rapos 2000. You can have a planned posting run. You can have a or a repeat, restart, or unplanned. You can have the depreciation in these four stages. Planned, of course, is the normal depreciation on which you do it periodically every month and typically you carry. Okay. So repeat, restart, unplanned. We know the reasons as to why we use this particular options. Clear, students? Yeah, let us go back to the content. And we are not new to this term, account determination, right? So this is a key. An asset class is used to assign an account determination key to the asset master record to have a clear description of your accounting things as far as that particular asset class is concerned. Let's move on. Depreciation areas. How you want to look at the depreciation depending on the purpose. The reason as to why you are depreciating and what is the information that you want to get. Okay. So you can read it, understanding first elements in SAP. Actually, this is supposed to be a subject for your CO, but here again, probably you would have heard about concepts like your apportioning, absorption, right? All these are your cost elements, how they are defined. Typically your, now it has come to the finance side, but I would still think of it to be a CO topic. Typically your management accounting concept, probably your concept of allocation, apportionment, all these are achieved by the SAP system by the way you configure, or rather you understand the concept of your cost elements, primary, secondary. All these concepts are very, very much available in SAP also. How do we change the behavior? How does the system behave? How does a primary cost element behave? This is exactly what we are going to see in our CO module. I think now we are almost through with our FI module. Let me not make that statement. So mandatory fields. So you're already in asterisk indicates that the fields require a meaningful entry. We have seen all this. Time dependent data. You saw it in the asset master, the cost center. Yeah. Anything else plus capitalized on the date on which you want to put that asset to use. See what happens is the machinery comes into the organization. How do we inform the finance department since when the asset is being brought to use? So I buy a plant and machinery, say on the say today, 20th of November. But to use this plant and machinery for my production activities, I would have to construct in my stores or in my production line, I would have to construct a cement platform so that I can lay this particular system or I can lay this particular machinery on that particular platform and give the connections, electricity connection, whatever it is. So I might have to invest on some electric something. So by the time I effectively start using this asset, it is going to be say the 1st of December. Yeah. So this is going to be your effective date of capitalization. But the point here is even before SAP, when we were working in an organization, we didn't have SAP at that point in time. We used to get something called as a fitness certificate from the production department. We used to get something called as a fitness certificate so that and we get to know that the asset is fit to be used and that was going to be our effective date of capitalization. So this is how now you have an easy way. You can mention it in SAP capitalized on. Did you see that?
Sir,
Did you? Yeah, Kunal.
can we take a break or we can continue?
Yes, Kunal, we can take a break. We can take a break.
Sure, student, stay tuned. We will rejoin by 3:11. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kunal. Yeah. All right, students. So I still see no questions. Okay. So did we see this time dependent data? Did you observe the place in the asset master where we enter the cost center? VS03. I just wanted to display. Did you see this? Come down. Last, the capitalized on date. See, time dependent data. Is this what we saw in our content also? Cost center, plant location, origin, supplier, location. Here. So this is what is your each. This is exactly the meaning of what he's trying to put it up. Now I'll come back to the create. I think we are already aware we created it. AS01. We created the Lexus car. Let us read it. General asset value data. Okay. So just keep this in mind, students. Just try to, whatever you have seen on the live SAP system, try to break it into the nature of data what you saw. What you were very similar with the same kind of information as regards the customer or the vendor, right? Company code specific data and the general data, correct? Defining each asset must be assigned to one asset class. Obviously, we all know this. You have the following: using an asset class, and what is the other way? Reference. I think that is exactly the next point what he's going to trying to make. Using the reference. We are already aware of this. Change, edit the asset master data. All right. Depreciation areas. We already know about it. So as you can see, we have already finished all these things, students. We have already seen all these things practically in the SAP system. And then I have come to the theoretical portion of it. So that whenever you read on your own, all right, you are in a much better position to understand the subject. Please read them. I'm just skipping the slides because I'm assuming that I have already given you enough and more information on uh, these particular fields or this particular terms. So we have seen this asset integrated, asset transaction integrated with AP. This method is for incoming invoice without reference to the purchase order. This is a clearing account. In this method, you post an offsetting entry. Where did you see this offsetting entry? I'll just show it to you. So we accounting, financial accounting, general ledger. Oh, sorry. Fixed assets, posting, acquisition, external acquisition, ABZON, ABZON with automatic offsetting entry. This is exactly the thing what is saying. Under what circumstances you would use? Please read it. Okay. The invoice has not yet been received, but you must post the acquisition. The invoice was posted against a clearing account without an assignment to an asset. Clear? Just see the operation. Here, this is going to be obviously without vendor. See, do you see a reference to the vendor any place? Absolutely. So I would want to create. Okay, I create an asset. Let me say this is already acquired, but even then, I don't know if it takes me. See, I want to acquire it. I'm not going to save this transaction, students. So this doesn't have a reference to the vendor at all. All right. I'm not saving this data, but I'm just bringing that particular F-90 with the vendor with whom I purchased that Lexus car. And the unit of measure. Where is that unit? Individual. Is there something called as individual? Rate. Loss. See, I can post it. Now, let me see if I can simulate this. Okay, this is the way you enter. That's it. Absolutely. No, and I can save it. I can post it. So it creates an entry. Clear? The one what you saw, the acquisition, 70 debit, same entry would take place, but with an offsetting account. Clear? Anyway, I'm not going to save this. So another way of acquisition is F-90 with vendor and ABZON offsetting it. Yeah. So we have seen both. Clear, students? And from the material management, we already saw how we need to construct the purchase order. We gave that indicator A to indicate that we are purchasing the asset through this particular purchase order. So the initial step for this particular, you can read it. The assets are posted and capitalized during the GR. and the IR. MIGO, MIR, but with reference to the purchase order with the asset. Okay. WBS settlement, element settlement. What is the WBS element settlement? This is typically the project systems concept where the information is flowing through a entity called as work breakdown structure element. Typically a concept of your project systems. Just click on this and see what it means. When posting the acquisition of an asset, the settlement of a work breakdown structure element. Okay, the root is different. Okay, let me not get into it. All right. This is typically your project systems concept. This WBS is typically your project systems concept. Posting acquisitions, we have already seen this. We have also seen the reconciliation accounts. Where did we see the reconciliation accounts? Just a moment. Can you see the reconciliation account of type assets? What is this account? What is this GL account? 13,000. You remember the entry? Debiting asset. When we procured the asset, this was the general ledger account. And what was it for the accumulated depreciation? Accumulated depreciation, that also is a reconciliation. So each and every account, just like your 1,60,000 and your 1,40,000, these general ledger accounts pertaining to the asset accounting transactions are also reconciliation accounts. Now you have seen both these general ledger accounts, your accumulated depreciation and as well as your acquisition purchase account, purchase of an asset account, 13,000. So both are of the reconciliation account asset type. 16,000 was of the vendor type. 1,40,000 was for your customer. Students, are you able to connect all the dots? How things are happening in SAP? How it is constructed? All right. So this is exactly the mean. Reconciliation account cannot be posted directly. They are posted via the integration route. It is a way you have set up not only for assets, but for any other thing also. Clear, students? Did you understand this concept? So the processor, your purchase of an asset through MM. So what is the route? Incoming invoice is posted to the respective supplier account. Right? So you can go through this graph and try to understand. So here we made use of the vendor 6400 to acquire the asset. What is 0L, 2L, and leading and non-leading ledger? Clear? Asset value date, capitalized on. We have just seen all this, students. First acquired on, depreciation start date. Just read them through. It is nothing but your practical business. Absolutely nothing new. Now, retirement. Where do you see these processes? Now, external acquisition, close all this. You have retirement. Retirement with revenue. Just like you had purchase with a vendor, you have retirement with revenue. F-92. Your acquisition was your F-90. Here it is F-92. There your clearing account was your Abzon ABZON. Here it is ABAON. Asset sale without involving the customer. Now you just click on this. It is similar to your vendor invoice, DR. I mean customer invoice, sorry, DR. Because you're selling it, you're selling your asset to a customer. ABAON, something similar to your ABZON, Abzon, where you acquire without your vendor. Here you are selling without your customer. Clear, students? So we saw that accounts also when we sold it for profit, 8,25,000, not the amount, the GL account. Yeah. You saw something interesting. You can trigger a partial retirement also. Where do you trigger the partial retirement? Can you see? Okay. I want to retire as a superlative. Let me say some 55 lakhs. Can you see? I wanted to show you, see, partial retirement. I'll keep it as 80%. So you can also retire the asset partially. You don't have to completely retire the asset also. This is your, you can trigger the partial retirement also. This is exactly what is clear, students. Calculating gain or loss. So we saw that how we calculate, or you saw the system calculating that 1,66,000. You wanted, okay, I'll exit out. I will not do anything with the posting. You remember you had a profit of 666.67. You could see the entry getting in as a profit. gain into this particular general ledger account? 2,50,000. 2,50,000 is the general ledger account which is stacked to absorb the gain or the loss made on sale of an asset. Clear, students? Impairment. At your level, these are all self-explanatory, dear students. Let me spend time on something. I mean, I'm not totally ignoring this, but the following variables are related for the depreciation calculation, the planned useful life. Spend some time in reading it. Depreciation run. We have already seen this. Planned. Right? This means your depreciation is done. Intercompany. So there is a transfer of the assets between, let us say, between Geo and Trends. Okay. Just you classify them. That's it. Okay. You classify that, and there could also be another thing where you have wrongly classified. Let me say you have uh, say you categorize your plant and machinery as vehicles. So how would you change? Yeah. So this is exactly what the see you have created and posted a master record to the wrong asset class. So there has been a wrong classification. How would you do? You want to split it up. You want to settle a AUC. This is actually interesting, students, especially the AUC. When we talk about the internal audits, we will talk. Of course, it's not going to be a very, very detailed discussion. Periodic processing helps you to comprises of the tasks performed at various periodic. Let us just spend some time on this title: primary cause, investment, closing profit, inflation. Do you need to click on each thing where you can understand what it means? Please go through it, students. Okay, I would suggest you can please go through all these slides. I would definitely suggest it is beautifully prepared. Can I click on this? Yeah, you can. So click and study each and every concept of. Okay. I wouldn't want to spend time more on this. Depreciation areas, your depreciation key and your depreciation calculation. We have already seen this, students. You agree with me? Unplanned depreciation. We have already seen we have ventured a little deeper into the depreciation key also. We saw that DG20, LINR. Yeah. Imputed costs. Should not be a new term for you CMAs, imputed costs. So the new year is open in FI asset accounting. FAGL GVTR. So this is how you close the previous fiscal only for the fixed assets, not for the entire closure. So once when you carry out this program to successfully execute this, it closes the fiscal year, I mean the year of transaction for the fixed assets, and this allows you to post assets for the new year. So that the following are the preparations for the year ending. For the depreciation, you carry out the depreciation, finish off the execution for all the assets. Clear? This is exactly what we discussed. If there is a change in the depreciation values, you remember we could execute depreciation in 4 different ways: planned, unplanned, repeat, restart. Yeah, there is a flow chart. Go through it. Same your ledger principle. In general, the same accounts are used in the ledgers, leading, non-leading. Okay. So lesson summary. Now, by this time, you should have a fair knowledge about your asset accounting. Not your working knowledge. No, we are not expecting the working knowledge. This is your bank accounting, house banks. Yeah. Let me see if he talks about the please go through the students. We have already practically discussed about this house banks, and we spoke about ICICI, the automatic payment program, and all other things pertaining to the bank. Please read it. Fiori app. So we already know what is Fiori. House bank. We have already seen this setup, house bank. Please read up the what comprises of your bank master data, your account ID, your bank ID, your or whatever. See your SWIFT code. These are all your types. The blocks are referred to as typically tiles in SAP Fiori, where yours is very, very limited. I have access to whatever I am only responsible. That's it. house bank. See, please read it in detail. You'll be able to understand that. See, as I said, bank ID, all right, the bank key. I think you must be introduced to the Swift code also. Not a problem. So whenever you're dealing with your foreign banks, you have something called as your Swift code. See, account type, bank account, contract types. Please read it. Okay. Define a house bank. Account ID. In fact, I think we have seen more than this. All these are self-explanatory, students. Once you have seen that particular setting up of the house bank, probably you'll be in a position to know all this workflow. What is the concept of workflow, students? I think I have just introduced you to the term workflow when we were discussing about the authorization principles, where the clerk is allowed to only park documents, where the PO approval needs the finance, the PO requires an approval process, your leave. So where is this workflow? Where can this be set up? I will tell you practically where this needs to be set up. Just give me a moment. Very interesting. We were also expected to learn this topic workflow in our projects, not in this particular course. I'll show you. So when we went into this particular easy access, you had something called as a, just go through all these students. SAP menu, user menu. Click on this. Click on the user menu. It is different. Go to SAP menu. You have Office. You have SBWP Workplace. You have something called as a workflow. Can you see the inbox? Can you see the workflow? So what typically is this process? You see a mail. This is your SAP mailbox. Why do you need this? Now suppose I'm taking off tomorrow. All right. I want leave tomorrow. Actually, I wanted to apply. My immediate boss is absent. So I raise my leave request in the workflow, and immediately the mail gets triggered to my immediate reporting manager. But he is absent. He will get it in his mail. Okay, he'll get it in his mail. Once he gets it in his mail, he is absent, so he may access the mail only tomorrow. So in that case, the mail should trigger to his boss so that he has the authority to sanction my leave. So what happens in my mail listing? This is how we configure the process of workflow. Typically for your leave request, and also for the PO approval. We basically use the concept of workflow for these two processes. All right. That's exactly what I remember, and it is logical also. Clear? Now, so just like you get your inbox, see you have a SAP inbox where all your unread mails will be put up here, and your immediate next bar, the mail gets triggered because it would have got, it would also be in the mailing list. Clear? And just a sec. Okay. No. So this is your uh, example, or this is typically how your concept of workflow behaves. So each of the mail gets triggered to the mailing list, whatever is configured in the process of workflow. Yeah. All right. Interesting, students. I think you must be knowing all this. Is everybody aware of this? We connected that ICICI Bank through a general ledger account 11113110, if I'm right. So you know what is an account ID? The current account. See, we have seen all this practically, but the only thing is you need to connect it to whatever you are seeing in the slide. That is all. All for your general reading. Please go through the slides. It is wonderfully prepared. Yeah. We have seen this payments through the house bank. Okay. Report accounting data. She wants to understand the process. Okay. Analyzing and reporting accounting data. Okay. We have 9 more minutes left. We will just spend some time on reading this. Tomorrow, I need to cover reversal, and I will also take up okay, I think we need to cost elements. Okay, we will also look into this. In the meantime, students, do you have any questions? We are just spending time on reading the topics just to ensure that I have not missed on anything which needs to be shown to you on the system. We have seen all this. All right. Let's see. Can you click on each one? Yeah, you can read it. click on each number to understand what they are. FSV, financial statement versions. We look into it. Okay, I'll make a note of it in my submission. Nothing, absolutely nothing for me to explain, students. Financial statements. Okay, we will look into it. Okay, they are audited by your company's auditors. We'll do this. We'll do this. Okay, I have already made note of it by FSV. Didn't we understand the concept of ledgers, parallel currencies, parallel accounting? The ledgers mean the leading, non-leading, multiple ledgers. Same thing. We have seen this. Absolutely no problems. We have seen the parallel currencies also. Multiple multi-currency. So we have already finished all these students. Okay. The only thing what was pending was we had to go through the slides. That's it. Because we already know what is actually what constitutes the subject. Ledger solution. Now, one more interesting thing. If at all you want me to post a specific transaction to any one of the non-leading ledgers, did we ever try to enter a transaction into a non-leading ledger? Hitherto, we were not even using the concept of leading ledgers because all the entries, whatever transactions we carried out, they were all pertaining or they were directly getting entered into the leading ledger, whether you required it or not required. Clear, students? So if at all you would want to enter into a non-leading ledger, where would you see this option? It is not surprising if I have already told you that, but even then, accounting. Let me take a simple example of a journal voucher. If at all I wanted to enter to a specific non-leading ledger, do you see this FB50L? Do you see a difference between your FB50 and your FB50L? See, it is a ledger group. So here I can select any of the non-leading ledger. This doesn't make sense if I select the leading ledger because I could have entered into the leading ledger even through the other transaction, FB50. But here, why am I using specifically this FB50L is I need to enter a specific transaction pertaining to a unique transaction to the non-leading ledger. Same thing with that of your F-02. See, FB01L. See, it is asking me for the ledger group. In F-02, it didn't ask me. F-02, do you have a place to enter the ledger? No. Even in your FB50, you will not have an option to enter the ledger. So it is only with transactions ending with an L that give you the option of entering into any specific non-leading ledger. So 550 was the using parallel ledgers. Students, any questions? We have 2 more minutes to close the session for today. So let me also mention the 551. Slide number 551 is where we have ended today. Any questions, dear students? How did you feel the subject today? You're loaded with lots of work, right? Along with your preparation for your CMA. I do understand, but please spend some time, at least 15-20 minutes each day, and just read this. Read the slides. That's it. More than enough. It is not required that you need to. Okay, we'll take it up tomorrow, Yuvraj. A, B, S, A, K, Z. Fine. Okay. I'll remember this question, Yuvraj. Or if I forget, please remind me tomorrow. Okay. So is this the only question which is pending for the day? Nah, not required. No, it is not necessary to remember the ledger groups. No, you do the drop down, you get it. Not required. But I'll tell you one thing. Most of the things you will automatically start remembering because of the habit, because of the practice. You don't have to. Maybe in the initial stages, you might have to put in a little effort for you to remember certain things, but later on, it becomes your second self. Don't worry, absolutely not to worry. Absolutely not to worry at all. Are you feeling confident the way things are getting delivered? You're okay with it? Do you think you're learning something? Or do you think the subject is interesting? The lecture is good? Okay, please remember this question and answer me tomorrow. So see you all tomorrow, students. Okay. So by 11 a.m. we are meeting up tomorrow. So bye bye, students. See you, Kunal. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
student.